I'm Heather Zykowski, the babe with the power, and coming up next on WAYO LP Rochester is The Sound of Tomorrow, where we have some tongue twisters. I can't even do it right from the jump. We have some positive election news. We might have some stuff about boosters, little stuff about travel. Oh, won't you take us down to Sesame Street? We got some bad science, and we've got some movies. But most importantly, it's the WAYO fundraiser for 2022. It's going on right now. So you know what you're going to do? You're
When's
going
it
to
going
keep
on?
this. It's going on right now. Right now.
Wow.
Right now. As we speak, it is going on. And so what you're going to do, you're going to leave this playing, you're going to listen to us, and you're going to go over to donate.wayofm.org, and you're going to donate to WAYO to keep us going for one more year. We're trying to raise $15,000 for 2022, and you are the person who can help us do just that.
Can I offer some feedback on your picture?
No.
Our listeners aren't multitaskers, so I've met
sure?
so many of them. Yeah, I've met a lot of them. And listen, we do like the hosts, we do one thing at a time, and that's it. So, what I want you to do is, if you're listening to this live, you go ahead and keep listening. If you think you can, go to donate.wayofm.org and pitch in to help. Great. If not, as soon as the show, like as soon as we stop talking for a minute, or we get a little break, or we talk about something boring, that's when you do it. If you're listening, if you're listening to this back later, it's a podcast, you hit pause. Because listen, you're not going to be able to do it both at once. You're just not, really. I've met you. It's fine. And it's fine because I can't either. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I'm giving the Space Cadets a little bit more credit than that. And I think that they definitely can go over to donate.wayofm.org right now as I'm speaking, and they can make a donation. They can even remember to make that donation in the name of The Sound of Tomorrow, because that will make us feel good.
Three things.
We have...
I didn't realize we had so many Mensa type people listening to our show. What else can they do at the same time? Are they solving quadratic equations as well? Why don't we throw that in? Why don't you just stop what you just keep listening to the show? Don't listen to, and you can get on the elliptical machine, and you can do your elliptical machines. Then you can go to donate.wayofm.org, and you can donate your money. You can donate it in the name of The Sound of Tomorrow, because of course it's your favorite show, and you can solve some quadratic equations.
I don't know how to solve a quadratic equation.
That's just what I'm saying. You don't know how to do any of those things.
No,
you're just telling other people how to do it. I mean, it's very easy for you.
I'll tell you this, Ross. Yeah. I myself have already, for the WAYO fundraiser 2022, I myself have already gone over to donate.wayofm.org, and I have rededicated my standing membership donation in the name of The Sound of Tomorrow, because I am egotistical enough that, yes, I donate toward my own show.
Well, that is one. So I'm excited about that.
Who did you donate to?
I don't know. I just have the regular monthly thing. So can I go back in? I didn't even know I could do this. Can I go back in and make it to our show?
Yeah.
I just do a monthly recurring thing, and then I never have to think about it.
But this year you have to go in and you have to choose your perks for 2022, because there are some really cool perks.
I know. I always forget to do that, so other people can have my perks.
No, get your perks. What are the perks, Ross? Oh my gosh. You could get like a really cool sticker pack. You could get a fresh limited edition t-shirt designed by Avon Jacadine.
Like fresh as in new, or fresh as in like it's 1995?
Fresh. Both.
Okay.
It's fresh. And I'll tell you, it also might be fresh. You don't know. It might be. You could get a cozy hoodie. It's so cozy. You get so cold, Ross. You need the WAYO hoodie.
I do.
Winter is coming to Rochester, New York, home of WAYO LP Rochester, and you need yourself a cozy hoodie. Ross, you could get a thank you tweet.
I already get thank you tweets.
From whom?
I don't know.
From WAYO?
Somebody thanked me. No?
You could get what they thank you for. Why are they thanking you? What did you do?
Did you donate to WAYO?
Donate.wayofm.org?
No, I just got to thank you because I did a nice listicle about history podcasts, and I got to thank you from some of the podcast hosts.
Well,
So
I mean,
that's
sure, but
fine. I don't need that. I'm just saying, somebody else can have my thank you.
oh, you've got plenty of thanks. Wow, look at you. You don't need a cozy hoodie. I guess
No,
you
I do need
probably like your
I
house
do
is
need a hoodie.
probably like packed with cool stickers, so you don't need a sticker pack with classic WAYO designs and a new bumper sticker by local artist Carrie Lubman. Is that what
Stickers
you're telling
stress me.
me?
Stickers stress me out. So here's the problem with stickers for me. So here's why you can also have my sticker. Because stickers, I get a sticker, right? And this is
Right.
I'm not exaggerating at all.
No.
This is seriously a deep neurosis that I have. I
No,
get a
I
sticker,
think I know where you're
and
going.
then I I can't figure out what to put it on, and I don't want to
No.
waste it. And then because
Yes.
when you put it on something, it's gone forever. So
Yes.
I just have all these stickers that and they're completely wasted. They're just floating
Yes.
around in places because I'm afraid to commit, I guess. So
I
stickers
have
are stressful.
I have exactly that same problem. And if I have more than one of the sticker design, it makes it easier to like put it on a greeting card that I'm sending to someone.
Right.
But if I only have one and it's limited edition, like this new bumper sticker by local artist Carrie Lubman that's being given away as a perk if you donate to the WAYO fundraiser, donate.wayofm.org. Yeah, when I get that, it's going to go in either the drawer or the little container where I keep cool stickers.
Sure. I don't blame you. It's a good idea. And then you die, and that's just somebody just finds them and puts them on stuff because they're not unreasonable people.
That, or, they just go into the dumpster that someone from my family is going to hire to get rid of my stuff.
Yeah. Either way, it's not going to be your problem. So
It's not going to be my problem. I won't know about it. You know what I do know about? I know about the WAYO fundraiser going on now. Donate.wayofm.org. Go now. We're going to play the theme so that you won't have that weird stress of trying to go over there while we're talking about it because Ross doesn't think you're capable of doing that. I have more faith in you.
I don't know if you do because you just explained to people that the theme song that they're about to hear is in fact a theme song and that they would need to know that because they wouldn't be able to figure it out. So I'm not sure who who is
I was
discounting our listeners more,
I
but
like to be mentally prepared. I like to know
sure.
what's coming up.
Sure.
I was just trying to be nice.
All right. I'm hitting that theme
Goodness
right now.
me. Do it. Donate.wayofm.org.
Hey everybody, I'm Ross Johnson. Who I say. Hi everybody, I'm Ross Johnson, your favorite co-host.
And I'm Heather Zykowski, the babe with the power. Did you know that you're listening to The Sound of Tomorrow on WAYO, LP Rochester? WAYO fundraisers going on. You just heard us talk about it a lot. We're not going to stop all that much. Donate.wayofm.org. Please, 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 kind space cadets. I don't know where that accent came from. Yeah, just donate and say it's for the sound of tomorrow because I've got a bad headache today, and it would make me happy.
Absolutely. Heather,
Yes, Ross.
you want to break this up with some gay stuff?
Oh, always. Please lay it on me.
All right. All right, I've got some gay stuff for you. I got a couple of gay things for you. Super gay. I'm using gay in the very general sense to mean sort of queer, LGBTQIA plus, etc. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It gets complicated. You're trying to. Everybody's included. Everybody's welcome at this party. So, the we talked a little bit last week about the elections that were then upcoming, and it turns out they weren't great for things for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
For a lot of things. In particular the election we spoke about in Virginia, where the candidate ran on a completely policy-free platform, except for getting critical race theory out of our schools, and on the idea that if Democrats are elected in the state of Virginia, Toni Morrison might be in the college curriculum. And dear God, whatever. Anyway, he won. So it's not great. So a lot of elections across the country turned on this anti-critical race theory. We're gonna erase black people out of the schools stuff. So that was a big thing. So that was the bad part.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad, and there was a lot of that, and that's real bad. That's
Yeah.
real bad. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The good news is, we always tend to focus on the big top line elections, but down the ballots where things matter as well. As when these people are sworn in, the people that were elected in the latest election. There will now, in the United States, for the first time ever, be 1,000 out elected officials. So across all sorts of categories. So there were 80 queer LGBTQ plus candidates who won elections on Tuesday, elections or reelected, elected or reelected. And so this will be the first time we'll have crossed the threshold of 1,000 out gays in power. And that's actually the threshold at which we actually take control. So I'm sorry, straight people, but your time is over.
Hey, that's all right.
In Virginia, 3 LGBTQ plus members of the House of Delegates have won re-election, including transgender woman Danica Rome, the longest serving trans elected official in the United States. In New York, record 6 out candidates were elected in the city council. In Detroit and Cleveland, Detroit and Cleveland, who both have had gay men on their city councils, elected their first out queer women to their respective bodies. Transgender man Dion Manley became the first out trans person elected in Ohio at all. And there were, I won't go through the whole list, but there were, several others in, judicial seats, city councils, state houses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all nice.
I love it. That's really good news.
There's more gay good news, Heather. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. Tell me.
So Out Magazine has its list of all the LGBTQ plus holiday movies we're excited for in 2021. That's
Ooh.
Right. We're back. You remember last year, for the first time ever in history, they made some gay Christmas movies.
Yes.
And that's not really something to pat yourself on the back for, because it was 2020. So, but still, it's good. Just like Marvel just had, the 25th movie, they had a gay guy in it. That's nice. Don't pat yourself on the back. But still, it's nice. It's better than nothing. Anyway, but now it's 2021, and there's some new gay movies that are coming out. You want to hear about them? Okay.
I do.
Okay, so some of these are fun. So some of these sound fun. So The Humans is going to be a theatrical movie. It's got a bunch of people that people might have heard of: Stephen Wen, Amy Schumer, et cetera, et cetera. It is a play. It's a drama type of thing. It actually takes place in Thanksgiving, dysfunctional family. So that's a little heavier. Single All the Way on Netflix.
Ooh.
With a all-star-ish cast, including Jennifer Coolidge and Kathy Najimy. This will be Netflix's first gay holiday film, and it tells the story of a gay man named Peter who's desperate to avoid his family judgment about his perpetual single status.
Wow.
So that will be on Netflix in early December. I don't think I can say this title. The Bee Who Stole Christmas.
That's right.
We'll say The Witch Who Stole Christmas, but it's not really witch.
I think people get it now. People get it now.
The Witch Who Stole Christmas on VH1, starring RuPaul.
I have heard about this.
A workaholic big city fashion journalist sent to a Christmas-obsessed small town to dig up a story when she finds herself in the middle of cutthroat housewives, a high-stakes winter ball competition, and a sinister plot that could destroy Christmas forever.
I love it. I cannot wait to see RuPaul act again.
Yeah.
Did you watch AJ and the Queen?
I did not.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. RuPaul's a good actor.
With Love is going to be on Amazon Prime. This is from the people who brought you the One Day at a Time reboot, which was a very good show. That's going to be a holiday miniseries. I think that's Amazon Prime's first gay holiday thing. So it tells the story of the Diaz family, a gay couple, as well as one of the first transgender love stories to ever be featured in a holiday rom-com. So now we're getting into trans people. So I guess that's a nice thing this year. I guess there's still ground to break. Heather, I was shocked by this next one. I was shocked. I tell you, shocked.
Shocked.
Because so this next one's from Hallmark, the Hallmark Channel. It's The Christmas House 2, Deck Those Halls. I really thought, I sort of made a point of watching all the gay, because it's not like there were that many. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I thought I made a point of watching all the gay Christmas/holiday movies last year.
Yes.
Because again, there were 4. It's not,
right.
and they're all, 2 hours with a ton of commercials. So it's like,
Yeah.
they're really like 20 minutes a piece. So it's fine. It's not that hard. But apparently, so this is a sequel to The Christmas House 1, which came out last year and had some gay people in it, family comedy, Christmas. I don't know what it's about. Some, Christmas family get together and there's gay. Two of the kids are gay. Or there's a gay son and his husband or whatever. Completely missed it. Never saw it. So now I have to watch Christmas House 1 so I can watch Christmas House 2, Deck Those
Oh
Halls, on the Hallmark
no,
channel.
you definitely do. You have to do a double feature.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And finally, oh no, not finally, got like a couple quick ones. So Under the Christmas Tree is going to be on Lifetime, which is Lifetime's first ever lesbian romance.
Beautiful.
It just says first ever lesbian romance here. So I guess it's like not even a Christmas movie. It's just their first time they ever had a movie with lesbians. Marketing whiz Alma Beltran and Christmas Tree Whisperer Charlie Christmas Tree Whisperer. What's
What?
that? Charlie Fremont
What?
cross paths.
Is that a lesbian thing?
Apparently
I've
some
never
kind of
heard. What?
it's a filthy euphemism is what it is. Cross paths when Charlie finds the perfect tree for the Maine governor's holiday celebration right in Alma's backyard. So apparently, this whole description is a lesbian euphemism. So the Christmas Tree Whisperer is looking for the perfect Christmas tree.
Sure.
And she finds it in Alma's backyard.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm going to skip this one because I don't know what it is and it's too long. Christmas at Tello? What is Tello? I don't know what Tello is. So apparently there's something called Tello where you can watch movies on. I don't know what that is, but they will have a lesbian city folk going to the ranch type thing called Christmas at the Ranch. Because
all right.
On the nose titles are part of the charm, I think, of these things.
Yes.
So that is the list I have thus far. I am looking forward to, in particular, I think The Witch Who Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's not called that, so don't look it up with that because you're not going to find it. Sounds fun. And Single All the Way sounds fun. And I'm going to have to watch the entire The Christmas House series.
Franchise. Yeah.
Franchise, yeah. I don't know.
That's
There's spinoffs.
exciting.
I don't know. I got to look.
So kind of, I guess I'll say that this next topic is a good segue because it's somehow related in that I had so much fun this weekend, and the related topic is I went to a wedding where the people getting married were two grooms. So we could say this follows along with being kind of gay stuff, but it was definitely more like one of my very, very best friends in the world finally got to have his wedding celebration.
Are they making a movie about it? Because if not, I don't know if I'm interested.
They should. It was so good. It was such a beautiful wedding. So much fun. Everything was timed gorgeously. They'd done a beautiful job curating the event space. And they had like little pods with couches and easy chairs set up as well as the regular tables. And it was just lovely. They had a drag queen who's also a minister come and renew their vows because this was a wedding that was planned for March 2020.
Right.
And as everybody remembers, March 23rd, 2020 was the day when everybody went inside.
Right.
So it had to be postponed a couple of times. And now we were finally all able to gather and celebrate. And it was so much fun. And the other kind of fun thing is it was in North Carolina. So this is the first time I've been on an airplane since March 2020.
Yeah. So what was that like?
It was interesting because I am who I am. I had a lot of trouble leaving my house to get to the airport in Rochester. So that was a struggle in and of itself.
Because the door was locked or?
No, it's getting worse and worse. I have to check the cat and then the stove and then the candle and then the fridge and then the attic door and then the heater in the bathroom and then the electric kettle. And then once I've checked those, I need to check them again.
Okay.
And then once I get outside, I need to check the front door and then the back door and then the front door and then the back door.
I mean, these are sort of reasonable things to check, so I think it's fine.
They are. I do it too many times. Okay. And I'm not quite sure what to do about this because, it's really awesome. Like, it's so good to check once to make sure the stove is off. It's
Mhm.
quite unlikely the stove will have somehow turned itself on after I've checked to make sure it's off. And yet, I just need to verify that that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think it's fine. You never know.
Except, I mean, it's going to turn into I can't leave anymore. But so I was running late already. And then parking at the airport was just wild. So I ended up in some lot that I've never seen in my life. And then I did the stupid thing where even though I had a bunch of masks in my purse, I'd brought one, like an especially good one that I wanted to wear
Mhm.
on the plane. Of course, left that in the car. So I had to go back to the car and get that. So it was just all like dumb. It was completely dumb
Mhm.
stuff. But things were kind of not that different at the airport. It wasn't quite as crowded.
Okay.
And I didn't see anybody who wasn't complying with the mask mandate.
That's good. I feel like maybe at the airport people are a little more trained to be I was going to say submissive like it's a bad thing, but I feel like maybe at the airport people are a little more like, "Oh, I'm going to get shot if I don't do what I'm told," you know?
You know, it's entirely possible because we do have that whole fear and like toe the line or TSA is going to throw away all your luggage.
Well, that's it. Yeah, not even I shouldn't even say like the fear, the fear for me isn't even that I'm going to get shot. It's that they're going to be like, "Oh, we're going to hold you aside just long enough for your plane to go,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Because there's a lot that can happen to mess up your day.
Yep.
But that was
Or your
one
week,
thing.
an entire vacation, depending on
Yeah.
what you've got going on.
Yep, absolutely. But it went really smoothly, I have to admit. I'm sure I've mentioned on this very program that usually, my experiences with TSA had been an escalating panic fest because it seemed like every single time I went through TSA it got worse and they had to
Hmm.
touch me in increasingly more intimate ways
Hmm.
and throw out more and more of my stuff.
Okay.
So I was astounded. I just sailed through TSA. Luggage through, me through, everything was great. So I actually got to my gate as the plane was boarding, which was fine. The plane itself was packed. It was just full,
Hmm.
completely full. Um, which I don't know. I have found that the person on the plane who's real chatty.
Hmm.
Do you know who that is?
It's the person sitting next to you.
Oh, it's me.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Um I
Ooh.
though I do wait for the other person to initiate conversation. So I guess I'm not the one who started it.
that is
But
a that is a shady way around that. Like, oh, good morning. Oh, well, I guess they started it.
no, usually it starts with like, "So are you from Rochester?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's funny. I guess I was really like up for talking to strangers because I've had that happen before and I'll be like, "Yeah, just going to visit some friends. Hmm. Well, hope it's a good flight." And then I open my book and I just start reading my book. But for
Hmm.
some reason, this time, both there and back, I just chatted the entire way.
Wow.
Yeah, learned a lot of stuff. It's
That
pretty
sounds terrible.
interesting. Yeah, it was strange, but it was fun. They you even get like water and a cookie on the plane, which it's weird because I know for a fact not everybody on that plane is vaccinated.
Right.
Like it's impossible. And so I just kind of had to hope for the best. Like the guy next to me was wearing a Blue Lives Matter face mask and a Blue Lives Matter t-shirt.
And this is the person you were making best friends with?
Yeah, yeah, we made best friends. We
Okay.
talked a lot. Yeah, that was interesting too. That was like because when I sat down, I was like, oh boy. But he was pleasant enough, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like get in a fight on this plane? Oh my gosh, though. On the way back from the wedding, because the wedding was just 2 blocks from the hotel where my friends and I were staying. There was a bar down a little alleyway. There was a lone man maybe in his 50s, chanting loudly and clearly, "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh my God.
I know. And I had had a lot of gin, so I suggested to my
Sure.
friends that we could go and get in a fight, but it was a little chilly and they weren't up for that, despite the fact that many of them had also had quite a bit of gin.
I had a
So,
can I interject here really quick, just because I wish I could remember who saw this. There was someone on social media who had a take on that was, it sort of nailed it home to me, and it's a little bit what you had already said about it, but um I hadn't quite thought of it from quite this angle, which is they were sort of like, you can just say what you want to say. And they
uh-huh.
sort of came up with a bunch of hypothetical, like just the crudest, rudest, nastiest things you could possibly say about Joe Biden. You can just say them. And she was like, I'm saying them right now. You can say them all day. It doesn't matter. It's fine. So you just made up this euphemism. And then you're complaining that people are censoring you for using this euphemism when really you could just say what you wanted to say.
You could. You could. Yeah, you
It's an
absolutely
extra
could.
stupid. It's an extra. It was an extra layer of stupid that I hadn't considered, which was not just that it was sort of cringy, eye rolly, like why are you making up this thing? And this is a little bit what you had said, but it just put the nail, the cap on it to me. Like, also, you're complaining that nobody lets you say what you want, and you've made up this euphemism when you could just literally just go around. I mean, you could just stand out on the corner and
Yes.
say these things. It's fine. I mean, depending on where you are, if you're in a school or the local business might tell you to stop, but you could wear it on a hat. You could do it on your Facebook.
Right.
You could just say the words.
You really, really absolutely can. We actually can't because we're on the radio, but
Right.
that's just FCC rules. Yeah, that man could have definitely been screaming expletives in the street as well.
Hmm.
But as my friends pointed out, because at least one of my friends with whom I was traveling didn't know what the "Let's go, Brandon" thing was,
Hmm.
blissfully, that's wonderful. And I felt kind of bad having to let the person know that that exists in the world. But another friend with whom we were traveling did point out that we didn't really need to go and like fight that man.
Yeah.
Because honestly, a cold night, a dude who looked to be somewhere in his 50s just standing by himself chanting in an alley. We didn't need to do anything to him. That's sad enough.
Yeah. And sort of what's the point? Like, what's it gonna
Yeah.
what's it gonna
And
accomplish?
I just wanted to get in a fight, I think. I thought it would be
Sure.
exciting. Yeah.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, so travel was kind of all this stuff it ever was, except now you need to wear a mask the whole time.
Right. Yeah, that is interesting. It is interesting, the wearing a mask the whole time, and then but then here's some food. I sort
Yeah,
of didn't think about that. That's always weird.
it was weird because everybody, like in my little row, especially on the way down, because I was in the middle, of course, of
Hmm.
three people, and we all seemed a little bit confused because it was like we obviously all wanted to drink our water, but we were like, I guess I, uh, and so then we just kind of pulled down our masks when we were eating and drinking and then put them back up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
I mean,
was,
there is, none of this is, as we've talked about plenty of times, none of this is all or nothing, right? It's always, there's no 100% guarantee, and you're not going to be able to 100%, you're not going to be able to seal yourself in the hermetic bubble all the time.
mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a sort of risk avoidance factor in the sense of, yes, if I had my mask on the whole time, that would be that much safer for everybody. But it's not like you lose anything by, I mean, you still gain protection by most people having their masks on most of the time. So
Yes.
it's not a complete, it doesn't become a complete free for all. So there is, I mean, there is sort of
Yeah.
some of
And
it's a little wonky, but there is sort of a reasonable level of, okay, we've reduced our safety slightly, but also we need water to not die.
right.
So
Yeah. Because I didn't need to eat the cookies, but it was a 2 hour flight. And I was definitely thinking some water would be really nice right now.
mhm.
Yeah. I didn't feel any more nervous, I guess, about getting anything than I usually do because there's that whole thing about being when you're on a plane, like so many people, every single time they get on a plane, they end up with a cold.
Well, that's it. Planes are cesspits anyway.
Right. So I I guess every time, even pre COVID, I would get on a plane, I'd be a little bit like, oh boy, I
Yeah.
really don't want to get a cold.
Yeah.
And I guess it was one of those, it was about that level of nervousness.
Hmm.
And I think one thing that really kind of gave me a little ego boost, at least, or confidence boost, is I got my booster. So now you and we're all boosted up.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yep. And I know people have been talking about side effects and stuff. I had kind of the same thing a lot of people have reported, and I think you did too. The day after the booster, my arm did hurt. Like my arm
Yeah.
hurt a lot, but I'd slept really poorly and it had gotten really, really cold. So I was exhausted and I couldn't get warm. But I
Yeah.
don't know if that's because it got really cold or
Yeah.
if I was having chills. But in the afternoon, I took a little nap, and when I woke up from the nap, I felt great. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
And who knows? It's fine. So good.
Yeah, so that was fun travel story, fun booster story. It was a great time. Ross, you know what else is fun?
I could
Raising
feel you just
funds
like
for
waiting, just
WAYO.
like could feel it eating away at you.
Hey, it's about that time for us to revisit the fact that it's the WAYO fundraiser for 2022. And if you go over to donate.wayofm.org right now, or after the show, or whenever you like, write it down, make yourself a note, do it more than once, do it as many times as you like. Donate.wayofm.org and make a donation in the name of the Sound of Tomorrow because we're fragile, we're prone to headaches. It's that time of year where we get a little bit melancholy, and it would make us smile. One little smiles to our poor little radio podcasting faces.
And this is really the way. Let's say, for example, that let's say you're one of those slightly creepy guys who runs around telling women to smile, right?
Right.
And like you have that urge and maybe you're a good one of those people though, and you've learned like this is not a good thing to do. I shouldn't do this. This is a way to tell Heather to smile without telling Heather to smile in a creepy way. So this is a
That's
way
right.
to get that if you have that urge to tell women to smile and you want to tell Heather to smile, you can make a donation to the show in the name of Sound Tomorrow, and she will smile. You know, I was going to say for you. She's not going to come to your house and smile, but she will
No,
smile
no,
somewhere,
that's not a
and it
perk we
will
offer.
be, yeah, it will be, on the basis of your donation. So that is something to think about if you're a slightly creepy person.
Yeah. And if you want to put a smile on your own face, you could become a WAYO member and you'll receive discounts at local businesses and free admission to WAYO events once those start up again, which we sure are hoping they will soon. Memberships start as low as $5 per month. And if you are a WAYO member, you get a really cool card with a picture of Wowie, the WAYO whale, on it. And like I think I've said last week, you can have that prominently displayed in your wallet so that when people like see you at the grocery store and stuff and you're getting out, your bonus card or whatever, they'll think you're cool. Like they'll know, they'll look and they'll say, I see that WAYO membership card. That person is cool. So you'll get cool cred. And you'll also get a free bagel with cream cheese with purchase of a dozen bagels at Balsam Bagels. You get 10% off purchases at Carbon Records, 10% off at Bop Shop, 10% off all records at Needle Drop, 10% off at Cat Clay, 20% off at innovation3.com, a free cookie with a $12 purchase at Red Fern. Listen, this is a serious one. Free baklava with a $25 purchase at Vula's Greek Sweets. I think everybody knows I don't have much of a sweet tooth.
Oh my God. I was like,
That
oh my God.
baklava,
I
that
thought you were going to get through
baklava.
talk. I thought you were going to bring up baklava without talking about how you don't eat sweets.
No,
Okay. Let's
I
hear more humble
do.
brags about how you don't eat sweets.
Stop it. I'm telling you that
I was like, oh
baklava.
my God, can she get through baklava without telling people
No,
how she's not going to eat the baklava? And no, she could
no.
not. She
I'm going to
tried.
tell
She
you,
didn't try.
Ross, you
Yep.
need to let me finish sometimes. You need to let me continue my story.
Never
I
going to
will
let you
eat
finish.
I will eat that baklava from Vula's.
You just said you would not.
Most sweet. No, I said I don't have much of a sweet tooth.
Are you,
See, Vula's
when
baklava is
when are
so
you going to eat it?
good.
When are you going to eat that baklava?
I had it earlier this year, definitely.
Okay, it's December. It's almost December, so all right. Yes. Okay, so
I
I'm
don't get out
sorry.
much.
I apologize. You had a sweet 9 months ago. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I had a cookie at the wedding.
I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done
You
with
can
you.
get a free 8-ounce drip coffee with a purchase of a retail coffee bag at Ugly Duck Coffee. And there are more benefits to being a WAYO member to come. There's a full list available at wayofm.org/membership. So really, if you have it in you, become a WAYO member. Be cool like me and Ross. That's donate.wayofm.org.
I got to tell you, my work Slack is going. I haven't looked at the messages. My work Slack is going crazy right now, and I think it's because someone just heard that you might have some baklava. Everybody's talking about it.
Probably. I think they are. Yeah, probably. I
Yeah,
mean, because you pipe our recording directly over to your work Slack, right?
I do. I do.
So they hear
Yeah,
us in
there's
real
a
time?
there's a,
I thought
there's a
so.
channel. Yeah.
But for real, everybody at
Mm,
Ross's work Slack, everybody listening right now, everybody listening to us later, everybody who maybe dreams of us. I think there are people out there who have dreams about us.
that
Go
guy.
on over to
That guy who wants you to smile is definitely having some dreams about you.
Go on over to donate.wayofm.org. WAYO means an awful lot to us. We love being part of the station. There are over 100 unpaid volunteers from all different parts of the community who contribute to WAYO, and it's a really important resource for the community. So help us keep it going.
Love that. I'm gonna do it. I already did it. I'm just saying
I
that.
already did it too.
I
I
already did it,
know.
but
See, people want to be like us. They want to make us smile. Hey, Ross.
yeah.
It's International Tongue Twister today, as we are recording. It's
Okay.
Monday. So by Wednesday, I'm sorry, it's done International Tongue Twister Day. It's probably not a great day for me to be doing this. But
It is no, and also it's past, but okay. Let's do it. What are we
do you like tongue twisters? Are you good at
very
them?
very mean to you today.
You're mean to me every day. What are you talking
I
about?
don't um I don't have strong feelings about tongue twisters.
No?
I don't know how else to. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I feel strongly on the topic. Honestly,
You
never really given it
don't.
much thought.
You haven't?
Do
Why
people
not?
have strong feelings about tongue twisters normally?
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was such a. I didn't know it was such a heavy part of the discourse.
I think it is. Wait, now you were in theater and everything. Didn't you have to do tongue twisters as your enunciation lessons?
Of course, I did. But that's
Were you
I,
good at them?
yeah, I was pretty good. I mean, there are a lot of tongue twisters. It's not not an all or nothing. I don't think.
I think it might be. When you see a woodchuck, do you wonder how much wood it would chuck? If a woodchuck can chuck wood?
I don't I don't exactly know what a woodchuck is. So
What?
is that
You
like a groundhog?
do.
Is it like a gopher?
I th- uh I think is it
Yeah.
a
See,
groundhog or is it different? I
I don't
thought
know.
they were different,
I don't know.
but maybe they're the same.
There's
And
no answer.
gophers are different.
There's no answer
Honestly,
to
I
this
don't know.
question.
I feel really I feel I feel as dumb as I am really because I actually don't know. Peter
This this
Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
this segment better be building to something more than Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. I'm just
No,
telling
it's
you that
not.
right now.
Nope, not at all. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
Give us one we've never heard of, though.
You haven't heard
That's what I
that.
want.
You've heard that one?
I think so. Give me one
A
I've never heard
loyal
of.
warrior will rarely worry why we rule.
A
Do you know
loyal
that one?
warrior will rarely. What was it?
Worry. A
Worry why we
loyal
rule.
warrior will rarely worry why we rule.
A loyal warrior will rarely worry why we rule.
Very good. You did it quite
Thank
well.
you.
She sees cheese.
I've heard that one. I don't want to do that one.
I've
I
never
don't
heard
feel
that one. I love it though. And it is the story of my life. She
it
does
is.
see cheese.
It does.
77 benevolent elephants.
77 benevolent elephants. That's an easy one.
Yeah. Do you know that one? There was a minimum of cinnamon in the aluminum pan.
I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm on
Oh
strike.
no, Ross, a pessimistic pest exists amidst us.
You know what? Give me your hardest one, and I'll do it.
Okay, are you
I'm
ready?
not gonna make people sit here while we do tongue twisters. I'm just not that
Okay,
hateful.
do this one.
Okay.
Pad kid poured curd pulled cod.
Pad kid pulled curd poured cod. Did I even say that right?
No, pad kid poured curd pulled cod.
Pad kid. I can't remember it. I can say it. I can't remember it.
Pad
What does it
kid
mean?
poured.
Does it
I
mean
don't
anything?
know.
Is it just
I
nonsense?
don't know. Yeah.
Okay, give me a different one. Give me one with words that make sense, that are real words.
How can a clam cram in a clean cream can?
How can a clam how can a clam cram in a clean cream can?
Yes.
Did I say that right? Okay.
Yes.
So what is there is there some reason, like, was some famous did a famous tongue twister person die today? Is that why do we know why?
No, it's just International Tongue Twister Day.
All right.
All right. Give me this last one. The six shakes
Sixth is hard.
sheep's sick.
You didn't even say that right doing it
The
slow, so I don't even know what you said.
Sixth.
The sixth?
The sixth.
The
Sick.
sixth? Sick.
Sheiks.
Chic. Z. Sheiks?
Six. Sheiks.
The sixth? That doesn't make any sense. The sixth sick sheiks?
Sixth sheep's sick.
Sheep. I don't know what you're saying.
It says here in the article, if you're looking for a mouthful, you could celebrate by talking about a sheik who isn't feeling well. He's sixth in line and has some livestock, it seems, and one of his sheep is also under the weather.
Well, that is delightful.
Yes. So I don't know. It's funny because I don't think about tongue twisters that often, but then I run into them sometimes.
Nobody does. Nobody thinks about them that often.
There's one in Candidate by David Bowie, the alternate candidate. I can almost never get it. It's Brill Cream Queen.
Brill Cream Queen.
Yeah. It's hard to sing. I mess it up often.
And imagine he had to do that in concert.
I don't know. I mean, it was just like that was the weird Candidate demo.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nothing like the actual album version of Candidate.
Well, I love it.
This has been your daily Bowie reference from the Sound of Tomorrow here on WAYO LP Rochester.
What else we got going on, Heather?
I don't know. Okay, do you want to get smug for a sec?
Yeah.
Want to get smug with me?
Yeah.
Guess who the Republicans are mad at today?
Is it Big Bird?
Yeah. They're real upset about a Muppet.
My whole enjoyment of this has come from pretend Big Bird response tweets to this. So I should let you set this up first, but my favorite one.
And then give me the responses. I love it. So this is another NPR article, and the title is Big Bird got vaccinated against COVID-19, drawing outrage from Republicans. Big Bird ruffled some conservatives' feathers this weekend by announcing that he had been vaccinated against COVID-19. The beloved Muppet tweeted on Saturday that he had gotten the shot, which is newly available for Americans between the age of 5 and 11. Big Bird has been a fixture on children's television since 1969, but is officially 6 years old.
Nice.
My wing is feeling a little sore, but it'll give my body an extra protective boost that keeps me and others healthy, he wrote. Twitter users sounded off in the comments, with many thanking the character for doing his part to keep Sesame Street safe and set a positive example for kids. President Biden and Center for Disease Control and Prevention Director Rochelle Walensky were amongst those who offered thanks and praise. Others were not as appreciative. Senator Ted Cruz, Republican Texas, decried Big Bird's tweet as government propaganda. Fox News contributor Lisa Booth accused the Muppet of brainwashing children, while Newsmax host and former Trump advisor Steve Cortez slammed the announcement as evil propaganda. And I saw a tweet from Ted Cruz that was like, Big Bird coming over to vaccinate your kids. And it was Big Bird like smashing open a door and storming into a room.
The stuff these people get mad about, it's so it would almost be fascinating if it weren't so gross. And I mean, part of the, I think an important part of the context here for anyone who's really upset about this is, I don't think a kid's going to see this and run out and beg for a shot. I think this is going to be the kind of thing that's going to help parents who are trying to encourage their kids to get the shot, and or doctors who maybe the kid will be 20% less I mean, just because kids don't want to get shots, whatever it is.
Right.
It's not a fun thing usually. So
No, like I said, when I got my booster, my wing was also a little sore.
yeah, I don't know that I don't know that, kids in anti-vax families are going to sit around crying and begging for the shot because they heard Big Bird. Now, if they do, great, that's fine. But I mean, I think this is more a way to help parents encourage their kids that, hey, we have to get this shot. Oh, look, Big Bird did it too. Isn't that fun? So I I mean, it's also a ridiculous thing to get upset about a scientific recommendation from scientists that it's okay to get this shot. And also, Sesame Street's been encouraging vaccinations for decades.
Yep,
It's also,
it says in the article, just to interject, that Big Bird himself said he had just learned that he'd been getting vaccines since he was just a little bird. And
yeah,
the
but I
article
mean,
does go into the history of Big Bird actually like getting vaccinated to give an example of how maybe it's scary, but it's okay.
right. I mean, yeah, going back to, I mean, I can remember Sesame Street talking about, getting your vaccines and things like that. So
Yeah, in 1972, Big Bird was vaccinated against measles.
yeah. So, it's Sesame Street's also not really, I don't know if Sesame Street's been a thing that someone like Ted Cruz would ever be particularly fond of. I mean, this,
No, I
sort of
don't.
multicultural, um, urban in the scary way
Yeah.
type of show. So it is funny. I mean, the best pretend Big Bird response I saw was, again, I don't have a list of these because I wasn't prepared for this conversation, but it was, yeah, I got a shot. I got a shot with your mom, kid. So get out of here.
Yeah,
Which
it
is
is.
whimsical,
Yeah. It's definitely just funny to me. Like, I get up in arms about all kinds of things. And I guess I'm
But
trying to think what like the conservative equivalent of a Big Bird would be.
but you know what part of this is, now we're all talking about it. So, now everybody's talking about Ted Cruz making fun of Big Bird, and they're like, "Oh, I owned Ted Cruz because he's making." But the fact is, somebody like Ted Cruz and those, those types, the usual suspects, they tweet something ridiculous like, "Oh, I'm, Big Bird's the devil now," and suddenly everybody's talking. So it still moves the conversation in that ridiculous direction. We're not talking about how like, oh, isn't it nice to go get your shot? Isn't it a good thing? Oh, isn't it good that kids are getting the shot? We're talking about Ted Cruz making fun of Big Bird for getting the shot. So even though, we can sit here and talk about how ridiculous Ted Cruz is, and Ted Cruz again being an example for, any of these types, it still comes down to we're talking about Ted Cruz, which is exactly what Ted Cruz wants. So I mean, the strategy I don't think is anything other than, I don't think it's some concerted strategy or some thoughtful process about like, oh, how can I convince people that Big Bird's the devil? It's, I'll tweet something ridiculous and then people will be talking about me.
Do you think it's even that calculated?
I do. I think at
Okay,
the
so
very,
you
I
think
mean,
it's like a publicity grab, like, oh man, if I get mad at Big Bird, everyone's gonna talk about me.
oh, I think I know exactly. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think there are geniuses sitting in a room plotting this out, but I think these people know exactly the kind of ridiculous things you can say on social media that are going to get a response. I mean, that's not hard to figure out. Like, you don't, I don't think you have to be on social, you have to be a genius or an expert in social media to know that if I'm Ted Cruz and I criticize Big Bird for getting a shot, everybody's gonna be laughing about that. And if they're not, then I haven't wasted anything. I've sent out a tweet. Okay, big deal. But you know, I and
Do
then you
you think it's for publicity and attention, or do you think it's another way to kind of get his base or their base, Fox News, all that stuff, riled up?
it gets the base riled up. But again, I think it's about the conversation. So the conversation stops being about, hey, the FCC, yeah, or the not the FCC, the CDC and the medical authorities have agreed that it's a good thing for kids to get the shot. Here are the reasons it's good to get a shot. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the reason, the reasons why it's good to. I mean, people are, of course. I'm exaggerating, but
Yes.
the conversation, the big conversation in the culture is not about that. It is about Big Bird and shots. And is it stupid? Is it not stupid? Do I agree that Big Bird is good or bad? Do I think that Sesame Street should be banned? So it moves the conversation away from something you don't want people talking about. I think that's the
Ah.
goal. It's partly for attention, but I think it's more about how do we get people not talk again, because otherwise the conversation would be, oh great, the CDC, kids can get vaccinated. Um, this is going to help with schools. This is going to be a good thing. This is going to be, Joe Biden gets to talk about how he's gotten, X number of people have gotten vaccinated since he's been president and blah, blah, blah. Now kids can get vaccinated. Isn't that great? And we've got these vaccines and we're distributing them. Otherwise, that's the conversation. So how do you distract? So you throw something at the wall for everybody to look at. And
Mm.
I'm not making fun of you for bringing this up at all. So don't. That's not my point at all. But I think we all take the bait, right? Like I'm talking
Of
about like our
course.
society, all of us. We all take the bait every time, and it's bad. I think. I mean, it's why like how great was it when Donald Trump was banned on Twitter? Because no matter
I
how much we
know.
knew that he was a crying poop baby sitting there trying to get people to pay attention to him,
Yeah.
we'd still have to talk about his tweets and pay attention to him. So, I wish we could just, I don't know. I wish this stuff, it's bad. Social media is
I think
bad.
I think it's
It's real
good
bad.
publicity. I think it's good publicity for Sesame Street though.
I don't know if it is or not. I mean, to have, because you get half the country riled up about how terrible Sesame Street is. And,
But I
Sesame
think
Street
like
is,
you said, they weren't watching anyway. And
they weren't watching
now
anyway, but listen, but they're paying for it. So Sesame Street is partly taxpayer funded. And we've got all the, so if you can run an election on getting Toni Morrison out of the schools, you can definitely run an election on Big Bird is propaganda for your kids. Let's get rid of Sesame Street, which Congress could do. I mean,
that would be
it's not
interesting.
entirely funded now, but so I don't know that it's good publicity for Sesame Street or not. Not when you've got people who will go out and vote on the basis of, who are happy to vote on the basis of let's kill Big Bird because he told my kid to get a vaccine.
Oh boy. Now
It's
that
all bad,
that's
is what
out
I'm
in the
saying.
world.
Everything is bad. Yeah.
You know what's not bad, Ross?
What's not bad, Heather?
What's not bad is that there's still a few more days to contribute to the WAYO fundraiser for 2022. We're going to
Huzzah.
pretend Ross didn't say any of that stuff about running on a platform, about defunding Big Bird. And instead, we're going to run on a platform of funding WAYO and keeping us on the air for one more year. WAYO really means a ton to us. And I don't think I've even said it this campaign yet, but I usually mention my favorite anecdote of hearing somebody on a public radio fundraising campaign where one of their catchphrases was, if you donate to the radio station, you'll never listen to the radio the same way again, meaning you'll have that great feeling knowing that you were a part of keeping the station on the air. However, the person said, if you donate to the station, you'll never listen to the radio again.
And you know what? I'd say if you're planning on never listening to WAYO again, at least leave a tip on your way out the door, right? Like that would be a nice thing to
But
do at least.
there's not anybody who's not going to listen to WAYO. In fact, everybody who listens to WAYO wants to listen more and more and more because it really is a fantastic programming site. It's full of all kinds of great content, super unusual and diverse content too, like all different kinds of music, all different kinds of voices, all different kinds of topics. It's an awesome station. We really, really love it. Donate.wayofm.org. Please donate in the name of the sound of tomorrow because you want us to smile, right?
Yeah.
And
Mostly Heather.
don't change that dial because coming up next is the fantastic program Music Matters. Thanks for listening to the sound of tomorrow. Donate.wayofm.org. We'll talk to you next week.
Boop doop doop doop.
What do we want to do for the end?
Nothing. I say we just end it. Sick of it. Tired of making up stuff for these people who don't even appreciate it.
Oh, my jaw still hurts. Why? It's dark out. It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Oh, Big Bird. Hi, buddy. You got in that bed for 2 seconds, then you got back up again. Nobody cares about this bed. Not like it was $40.
Oh my goodness. That's how it always goes.
Yeah. Well, Heather.
Yeah.
It's been real. I'm tired.
We're still recording.
Oh, yeah. Well, this will be fun for people. Here's our end tag.